Using PayPal for your vacation rental business Part 2. Create an invoice. Brought to you by Alabama Vacation Home Rentals, the site by owners for owners. Now let's see this template in action. Again, we're under Tools, Invoicing, and we're going to create an invoice. Here we can choose which invoice, and our default appeared. If you had more than one option you created, you would be able to select them from here, or make a custom invoice as we did using quantity, or as straight an amount. If someone had an add-on and you needed to send them a single invoice, you could do it in amount only. Here's the one-off charge for that. The invoice date will be today, and it did not say in my setting to make it due on a specified date. So we will update that in a moment. Scroll down. Service, that is correct. And here I would put in the customer's email address. If you wanted to update their information, you can go Edit, and you can put in their name for your records and their phone number and any additional information. Save. So now you'll have that for this guest in your records. So here I need to update their actual reservation information. So obviously they're not getting my place for $99. So this might be $1,500. And then under the date section, I would put in the dates that they're reserving. And look this over. The cleaning fee would apply. Let's say they're going to get 2 parking passes. So I updated that to say 2. And the refundable deposit. If I wanted to add something else, I could. Now we talked about having the pet fee. So let's say they have a pet. So here I could add another item, and it would be my pet fee. And you can make an adjustment here if needed to the amount or to the number of items here. Usually I'll want that to be above the refundable deposit. So in this case, I'm going to remove the deposit and just put it in at the bottom. You could also have your pet fee in the quote already and just delete it if you didn't need it. Check your total. Now this tax here is coming from the upper items. So it's being collected on everywhere where it says lodging tax. That's where that number is coming from. And if we wanted to add an overall discount here, say 10% off, you could. But let's say that this person, I wanted to give them 10% off just the rent. Here's how you do that. Go up to the top, and it says Add or Remove Detail. If I give an opportunity here to have an item discount, there, I can. So now you'll notice each row has the option to have a discount. So I could give them 10% off. You also could do a dollar amount discount. Say they're getting $150 off. So it'll show that line item discount, and it doesn't affect any of the other items. If it was an overall discount to the entire invoice, you would place it here, Other Discount. If you don't want this line to show, go back up to the top, and we can take it off here. Scroll down. There's an invoice discount, and we don't have shipping, so I'm going to remove shipping, and I'm going to remove that invoice discount. Now if you scroll to the bottom, I no longer have the overall discount, and I no longer have shipping. Scroll down. Allow partial payment, and this is the default I normally collect, but you can change that at any time. If you were to have them pay you in full, say that it's for a more recent check-in and you don't have time for them to make 2 payments, you would just uncheck that box and the entire amount would be due today. And here is our default information, and you can alter that as well. The last thing we have to say is if we're using this partial payment, we have to tell them when the final payment is due. So go to the top, and in my example, they're staying from June 1st until June 8th, and my terms are they will pay me 60 days in advance. So that date of payment is going to be due by April 1st. So go up to the top where it says due on receipt. We're going to change that to due on date specified, and I will pick April 1st. And you can preview it, and this would be the amount. This would be if they're going to pay the whole amount. They can choose to pay just the minimum, and they can't pick anything less than that minimum. So if I say I'm going to pay $50, so they have to pay an amount greater than the minimum due. So this is what the invoice will look like. Here's the amount due. Here's the due date. This is when we issued the invoice. Who's going to receive it? What they're getting. When they're getting to stay. The other fees associated with that. We gave them a discount. This is the total. This is what's due today. And if all that looks good, then you can just send it. You can send it directly from PayPal, which is what I usually do, or you can share the link yourself, which is make a copy of that link. If you had to share it later, you could get the link. You can also print the invoice. So I'm going to go ahead and send that. And feel free to send yourself a test invoice so you can see what it looks like.
Next up, Part 3, Managing Invoices.